So it seems like something's really wrong with Elon Musk. It could be money problems, it could be personal problems, it could be reality, because he seems to be canceling a lot of plans. And I want to show you guys what we're talking about today. This is Elon wearing his favorite shirt, Occupy Mars. And he always tells you, guys, we're going to Mars, we're going to build cities and bases, and oh my God, we're all going to be rich, right? And this came out over the weekend on Elon's company, SpaceX, from the Wall Street Journal. And it says SpaceX delays Mars plans to focus on the moon, right? SpaceX delays Mars. And it also says that they are trying to go there this year. 2026 comes and maybe not. And then Elon just put this out just a few hours ago to confirm the Wall Street Journal story, because basically people started asking questions like, hey, Elon, I heard in the Wall Street Journal that maybe you're not going to Mars anymore. What's going on? Here's what Elon says. He says, for those unaware, SpaceX has shifted focus to building a self-growing city on the moon. Oh, okay. Now we're going to the moon now, are we? As we can potentially achieve that in less than 10 years. Right, we're actually really lengthening the timeline on this stuff. Whereas Mars would take 20 plus years. Okay, so if you knew this ahead of time, if you knew that we couldn't go to Mars for another, couple of decades, why were you promising it all along? He's been promising this for a long time. And now suddenly we're switching to the moon, and who knows, Elon, if he can even do that in 10 years, right? And then I'm sure after the end of the 10 years, he'll come with some new promises. Oh, guys, we're going to have warp drive in, 30 years, whatever. Elon also says here, the mission of SpaceX remains the same. Extend consciousness and life as we know it in the stars. Okay, that's according to Elon, his goal. It is only possible to travel to Mars when the planets align every 26 months. 6-month trip time, whereas we can launch to the moon every 10 days, 2-day trip time. This means we can iterate much faster to complete a moon city rather than a Mars city. Okay, why are you suddenly having these revelations now? And okay, I doubt the moon thing as it is. I highly doubt the Mars thing. But let's just play along. Like, any person could have told you this. Like, just reasonable person. Like, why are you going to the Mars when you can't even do anything on the moon, let alone? And like you want to just play this game more. If you're going to prove that you can do some crazy great city, do it in Antarctica. Do it underwater. And do it in the desert of Arizona. Like prove you can build these things, And the crazy thing about Musk is it's just like all a con game and a shell game, and you're shuffling around to save your companies by merging companies, etc. We'll see what he pulls, what rabbit he pulls out of the hat. But to me, though, like changing the focus all of a sudden to the moon when you've been talking about Mars for years is pretty ridiculous, to be frank. SpaceX will strive to build a Mars city and begin doing so in about 5 to 7 years. But the overriding priority is securing the future of civilization, and the moon is faster. That's funny. Let's see what people say here. One person says, anyone currently serving in the U.S. government is not allowed in the new city on the moon. Okay. Gunther, he's like a pro-Trumpy Musk account. Legit. Moon living. Okay. Humanity at its core is amazing. Another person writes, since we're building everything there from scratch, we could make it really nice. My rendering of Moon City. And people, putting this stuff up here. You got Greco architecture, spaceports, etc. Okay, so then you've got this. This was a quote before from the Wall Street Journal. It says, the capabilities we unlock by making space-based data centers a reality will fund and enable self-growing bases on the moon, an entire civilization on Mars, and ultimately expansion to the universe. So according to Elon, putting his data centers in space is going to fund the moon base, Mars base, and I guess warp drive, however you want to call it. Okay. And here's another person they write, best case 10 years, worst case 15 to 20 years was what you confidently said to generate funding 14 years ago, right? That's what he was telling everyone. Basically, he's just making crap up. This level of dishonesty or outright ignorance paired with confidence is why Musk has managed to convince so many people of stupid, evil thing. And it's always hard to say with people like Musk. Are you just outright lying, or do you believe your lies? Who knows? You guys can ask Musk on that stuff, but it's kind of weird when you get these posts of like, hey, it turns out we should go to the moon first before Mars. Oh, and maybe we'll do that in 10 years. Okay. Here's another person. Yeah. Yawn. The Lord of BS. It's Mars, Mars, Mars. No, it's moon, moon, moon. No, it's whatever I think of tomorrow. Just keep the money rolling and the government contracts. I'm a genius, my mother said. Okay. Another person trolls Musk. This effing clown, he constantly sells people things he can never finish because he's strung out on drugs, government money, our data, and Epstein visits. Con man of the century. And yeah, I think Elon is probably going to go down as the greatest fraud in history. And what's even crazier about this stuff is like, this is the culture that we're in right now. In the business news, they're talking about whether or not he can be a trillionaire. Elon Musk wants to be a trillionaire. Here's how SpaceX may get him there. And it's like all smoke and mirrors. You go public with SpaceX and you just tell everyone, hey, everyone, I think my company's worth, $1 trillion, $1.5 trillion. Oh, my God, $10 trillion. And people say, oh, my God, see, he's the first trillionaire. Like it's all smoke and mirrors, And ultimately, though, these things do catch up to you when, like, we have you on tape of saying that you wanted to do something before, but that doesn't appear to be happening. And then you got this kind of crap where you're also pissing people off on your platform. Elon Musk X down during Bad Bunny's halftime show at the Super Bowl. Great. And some people were saying like, oh, do you not want us to see Bad Bunny? That kind of stuff. I'll show you some posts here. It says, we could not see anything. X sucks and went down just like always. Twitter is down. Oh, Elon, don't chew them wires. Now you lost. Did Bad Bunny make Twitter go down? LMFAO. I can't see anything. Who knows with this guy? And then you got this weird problems with Epstein stuff, where he's feuding with Reid Hoffman. If you want to read through all those things, you can. This is who this dude is. And I think it's so bizarre that, this guy supposedly is the richest, supposedly smartest person in the world. And how we got to, his level by basically lying nonstop. Again, does he believe his lies? Who knows? But the things aren't coming true, right? Where's our Mars base right now? We're promising Moose base. This is another one that's kind of funny. So this is like an Elon fanboy, I think. He says, is it finally happening? Now at Tesla has 6 unsupervised robotaxis in Austin. I want to start seeing double digits soon, then triple digits fast. Let's go, right? And it's like, you were telling us that you're supposed to have a whole bunch of these things. We're like half America is supposed to have all of your awesome robotaxi stuff. You got 6, and this is from one of your fanboys. Tweet out today, and who knows if those even work. This is something also with Elon. It's always funny to see like how long can this guy keep the business afloat. So someone was saying here, SpaceX is reportedly developing a proprietary Starlink phone. So a phone, right? And I've always wondered, when is Elon going to come out with this phone? Because why not? Just do it. Elon, though, says we are not developing a phone. Okay. And who knows? And here's the thing. Okay, so we're not going to Mars. We're not doing a phone. You're canceling 2 models in your Tesla range. I think you're canceling the Model S, the Model X. Like, what is going on over there? And now you're promising a new direction, the moon and data centers in space, which came out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck is this? And if you look over at Tesla, they're just doomed. Some of the competition, let me show you guys. This is Ford. Ford has 5 more affordable vehicles coming for under $40,000, including a new EV. That's more competition. Hyundai's got some new stuff coming out. It says Hyundai's about to unveil its electric hot hatch and a few other new EVs. And I'm looking at this thing. I guess this is the Ioniq 3. That's a pretty nice looking car. I would actually consider something like that. It's a 2-door though. My wife probably wouldn't let me get a 2-door. We have to get a 4-door probably if we get anything. But the boy in me wants the cool sports car 2-door, and maybe I can try to talk my wife into getting one. But you know how it is. And look at this one. This is another idea of these concept cars. The Ioniq 3 looks pretty cool to me. They got this Staria where I'm not getting no minivan. I'm not getting no minivan. And a lot of people always ask me about, like, do we see these in Korea, these sort of new electric minivans? We do. We do see them. I literally just saw one today on our way home, but I'm more into these kind of like things. And it's not just Hyundai. It's not just Ford. There's a bunch of stuff coming out. And so, Elon's basically lost over at Tesla, and now he's trying to like make new promises and fake goals over at SpaceX. So for example, if you're into cars, this is some new stuff coming out. It says the Acura RSX. It's not a bad looking car actually, and these are kind of popular these days as the crossover type vehicles. The Afila's coming out. I think this is Honda. I saw their presentation. I'll just be frank. I don't know what they were doing. It was weird. They were talking about video games and PlayStation partnership. I just thought that was kind of a weird thing. And I'm not so hip onto the style of this thing. I like Honda. To be frank, I like Honda, but just not that particular vehicle. Alfa Romeo's got a car coming out. And this is why Elon's bailing on Tesla. It's just, they got nothing. Tesla's got nothing coming out. I think Hyundai's got like 7 models now or something like that. And then you got all these other, manufacturers coming out with stuff. Alfa Romeo's got another one coming out. The Alpine EV, that's pretty interesting. So that says French subsidiary of Renault. That's an interesting looking car there. I'll be curious to see that. We have Renaults here in Korea. I don't know if you have them in USA. I think you don't. The Audi TT EV, that looks like a Batmobile to me. So not the kind of thing I'd be interested in, but it is an interesting design, just not something not necessarily for me. And, I always talk to you guys just like a normal person on cars. I don't have to fanboy or fangirl or anything. It just, if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I like it. The Bentley's an interesting choice. I like the front of this thing. A little bit boxy though in the front, but I meant the lights I like, but the other parts, I don't know. That's a Bentley. The BMW i3, it's hard to tell if this is any good with that paint job, which is kind of weird. Look at all this new stuff coming out though. The BMW iM3 is coming out, right? You have a BMW iX3. I'd probably take the iM3 over the X3s myself. You got an X5, iX5 from BMW. Look at all this stuff. And Tesla's got nothing new coming out. That's why he's abandoning Tesla and running out to SpaceX or just focusing on, the grift of XAI. Caterham Project 5. That's a nice looking car. That's a known for bare bones sports cars, Caterham. I'm not familiar with this brand. That is a nice looking car. I bet you that's way out of my price range. $135,000. Yeah, that's going to be a bit much, but that's pretty cool. This is probably what my wife and I will go for, right? The Chevy Bolt. Nothing wrong with that. It's a car. It works. It's electric. I'm sure it'll be affordable. 28. Well, actually, that's not bad. $28,995 for electric car if it does work. Ferrari's pretty sweet. I think you guys already know that. But look at all this new stuff coming out. And when we go through this stuff, where's the new Teslas? They don't got anything. Ford midsize truck. Ford Universal EV platform. Okay. So I guess that is a kind of a yet to be revealed one. They're saying around 30,000. Boy, this is going to be tough for Tesla. GV60, I really like these cars. These are really cool cars. And then they're coming out with this a sport edition kind of thing. You got the GV90s coming out. If you're into the bigger cars, it's like the bigger one of that kind of thing. And the Genesis is nice. Honda is at the Zero Saloon, and Hyundai's got a similar thing to this. This is the Honda version where they're just really long, and the back end's the way that it is. I think it's probably more designed just to give a more futuristic kind of look if you're into that thing. It's not a bad looking car. It's kind of a little bit strange in terms of wedge shaped, but that's Honda's. This is the Honda Zero SUV. Yeah, they must be designing these things for a reason. And if you guys are into cars, I'd be curious your thoughts on why you're putting the back in this way. The front of this one, it kind of looks like an old Camaro kind of feeling is what I'm getting from that one. And that's all the new stuff coming out. No new Teslas. And so Elon's point of view again, he's promising you Mars, but I guess we're going to theoretically get the moon in 10 years and 1 million data centers in space. So good luck with that. Just want to let you know on the updates. What is wrong with Elon? I want to hear your thoughts. And I'll catch you on the next video.